What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today is another day that Lucid is showing its strength against the broader market. I'm going to talk about some factors that's influencing the market right now, go over some updated data points, very relevant to a lot of investors, and tie it all together with some technical analysis, and go over some pivotal points that's coming up for Lucid as well, and possibly where it may go. But before we get into any of that, all I ask, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, let's get right to it. So looking quickly at the intraday chart, there was a massive pop. I'm going to talk about what that actually meant for us, but unfortunately it is starting to taper off with the broader market. You can see the big indexes are very much red and continuing to go down. There's a lot of fear in the market, again going back to the Feds, which ultimately said that there is going to be a lingering inflation, especially more so because of Russia now. So there is a lot of fear that's in the market, and obviously whenever someone thinks of inflation now, they think of interest rate hikes. So it's all connected now, and unfortunately it's just causing a lot more fear within the market. But regardless of all of that, over the last several trading days it's been very much red, but Lucid has shown a lot of good strength, and I've been doing a lot of videos on that. There's a lot of positives for us as investors. But before I go any further, just want to show you the live ticker. Currently it's up 2.78%, 12.4 million shares as far as volume, whereas the average is 54.8, and that's within the first 1 hour of the trading day. So today is going to be a very heavy volume day, so that's very good to see coming from Lucid, because over the last little bit it's been relatively low. And under the block volume column shows 900,000 shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds, again within the first 1 hour of trading. So that's a very positive sign to see, especially considering over the last several trading days in that regard it's been roughly about 2 million at the max. So that is good to see that there's already 900,000 within the first 1 hour of the trading day. But like I said, there is a lot of fear that's going in the market right now, one of which is raising commodity prices, largely because of the Ukraine situation. So that's one thing that is going to be largely affecting the broader market and anything that's connected to commodities, which Lucid is. So that is one negative that could potentially affect Lucid. So that's one point that is kind of against Lucid in that regard. But as you can see, oil is currently at $118.63, up roughly about 2.5%. And I know technically the WTI doesn't really equate to gas prices equivalently on a one-to-one ratio, but it is fairly in line, and that has led to a lot of people talking about how there's going to be a little bit more incentive for people to jump over and buy an EV. So that is one positive thing, especially considering Lucid is at a huge discount. We all know that their studios in the States are actually working big time. So that is one positive I really do like from their Q4 earnings, is that of the 25,000 in reservations, majority of which were from the States. So that is one good thing I really do like, and that's probably the best takeaway from that whole earnings. But again, there's just talking, everyone and their dog is talking about gas prices. So you can even see technically the average American will save $5,000 a year owning a EV, and that's largely because of gas prices. And this was on March the 2nd, and it's escalated well since then. And you can even see right here, damn, if I find myself living back in the States, I'm buying Lucid Motors. So this is a very big thing. It goes to show an underlying sentiment that people are looking at EVs in a different light now. So that's also one positive thing that's kind of underlying helping Lucid. And looking right here, this was a very interesting post from Elon. Hate to say it, but we need to increase oil and gas output immediately. So that was a very interesting tweet from Elon. But coming through that, there is a lot of underlying things, like I said, when it comes down to Lucid, that is showing a lot of strength, especially in this broader market. And looking right now, and that's more so on the options activity. Options activity on Lucid has been largely very much red. And I've been saying that technically over the last little bit, the institutional purchasing has been relatively low, but yet the options activity has been very much puts. So I do anticipate that institutions were actually doing puts rather than just buying the shares. And I do see a little bit more of a change in today. So currently there's $190,000 worth of options being done on Lucid, with 85% of them being positive. So that is a good change of events. As you can even see based on last week, 17% was from Friday, and overall all last week was 33%. So that is definitely relatively low, and again meaning that there was a lot of puts. So that is a good change of events today, and especially considering the broader indexes, even Nasdaq down 1.7%, and yet Lucid is up 3.9%. It is a good time to be a Lucid investor, and I do strongly feel that a lot of people are going to be seeing Lucid's strength and jump over. So I really do like that. But like I said, there is a lot of fear in the market, and going back to what the Fed said, ultimately they are most likely going to be doing a 0.5 point rate increase that is on March 16th. So that's something for us to look forward to. But they do bring up that there is going to be increased inflation due to obviously gas prices and other commodities. So that's something as well for us to think about. But ultimately, higher gas prices, I know it does suck for the typical individual and it is very hard on our wallets. But at the end of the day, this is incentivizing a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of you already who do have gas vehicles have already thought about, oh, I wonder what it'd be like to own an EV right now. Everyone is thinking about that, and even on the street, just random people I talk to, they've been all saying, oh, it'd be nice to have an EV. And they don't know that I have a YouTube channel, I bring up Lucid or anything like that. It's just random people on the street that are talking about EVs. So again, I do see that it's going to be a very big bump in demand, and most likely that will add a lot more reservations onto Lucid. So that's one positive thing out of all of this. I know it's very glim, especially considering the markets are very much red. But in addition to that, I just want to go over some short information, because again, I bring up short information not necessarily because it's going to be a short squeeze, but these are the individuals that are contrary to what we actually believe in. Right now, short interest is 1773, up roughly about 3% from 1 week prior. Utilization is still 100%, so that's still relatively high. And a day-by-day change, they don't really know what to do. It is vaguely up 0.18%, which works out to be 416,000 shares being additionally shorted. So I do really like that. Shorts are very confused when it comes down to Lucid, and this isn't the same case for a lot of growth stocks. A lot of growth stocks are getting completely slammed on the market, and yet shorts are doubling down. So this is one thing that's been a little bit abnormal when it comes down to Lucid, more specifically over the last several weeks. Shorts don't know what to do. Shorts know that we are at a substantial discount and that any moment we are a smoking gun. We don't really go in line with the broader market. If we want to go up, we go up. So that's something that I think personally they are very scared about. In addition to that, cost to borrow average is roughly about 27%. So it is very costly for shorts to maintain their position. So especially considering right now, any news, especially positive news about Lucid, can cause it to go up. Even in a big red market, we can just do what we want. So that's one thing that I do strongly feel that is being shown based on the options activity like I showed you, and the shorts. Shorts are definitely scared, and I really do like that. But I just want to say all this information is available via Ortex. Link is in the description below for you to pop over and take a look. And if you ever have any questions about what any of this information means on any of my videos, feel free to drop a comment and I can always address that. But like I said, as far as 13Fs, I just want to give you an overall good update. Technically, there's nothing really new as of right now, especially considering it's just tail end of ETF season, so a lot of ETFs have disclosed their position. Majority of them kind of been closing, some have been adding, it's all over the place. But again, keeping in mind, ETFs are a little bit more structured based, and that it's based on everything. So there's a lot of stocks out there that have been getting completely slammed, so they reallocate a lot of funds to those just to keep it in line with the actual percentage of what they set it at. So that's one thing that most likely they have been closing some positions, because I know it does suck that we think that Lucid has gone down significantly. There's a lot of other stocks that have done a lot worse. So that's one positive thing to take out of everything, and I know it's not really the best thing to say, but it is what it is. So looking on the actual chart, like I said, we're getting to a very pivotal point. Right now I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So looking at momentum, you can see number of buyers have been kind of constant. So that's one positive thing to take away from that. Again, I like to compare Lucid with other growth stocks. Other growth stocks, you can see momentum is just completely down. Everyone is getting out of those growth stocks. Whereas if you actually look at Lucid, like I said, there's a lot of growth and a lot of strength that's showing based on the last several days. Momentum is actually constant. So that's one positive thing. Stochastic technically is starting to have a little bit more of a deviation. Again, showing that most likely we will invert and have a very good reversal. And I know technically we're up 3.2% right now, but as far as on a technical stance, this isn't really considered a reversal. This is just a little bit more of a correction. So there's a lot of things to look forward to, and technically the stochastic is showing a little bit more of a bearish signal. And again, we're with a bearish signal and we're up, definitely shows that we have a lot of strength. So I'm sure you get the consensus of what this video is. There is a lot of strength when it comes down to Lucid. Yes, there's a lot of risks in the market right now, but I do really like, and especially these are the best times to buy in a company that has been hit so hard, yet there's a lot of value, and a lot of people clearly see a lot of value when it comes down to Lucid. So that's one thing I really do like. RSI is currently at 38, so fairly neutral. And the reason why I have RSI and stochastic on there is typically a lot of institutions and hedge funds, their algorithms systems have those two indicators as buying opportunities. So when RSI does get around 30 or lower at that percentile, and stochastic is at 20, which exactly is a great buying opportunity, typically that's when a lot of algorithms signal for a great buying opportunity. So I do probably link that to why there's a lot of institutions purchasing today. So that's definitely a very positive sign. And looking on the actual chart, we have been hugging the lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, which in reality is a little bit more of a bearish sentiment, but we are kind of pushing off of that today. So again, showing a little bit more of a strength component. And looking on this, we technically did have a high of $24.41, huge rally, and we did break past the S1. So right now we are trading between the S2 and the S1. So you can see 21.59 and 23.73. This is why, especially around this range, we did fail to actually get over that. And I'm just going to show you the basic chart right here, just so you can kind of see. So technically this is why exactly we did break and fail to kind of stay above that, because there is a lot of strong support around this range. So this is why we did have a lot of momentum first thing, but right here we did fail to kind of get over that. So that's one component, the S1. So most likely we are going to trade between the S2 and the S1, but again, shows a lot of strength because a lot of other growth stocks did not break past the S1. They are mostly in the S3 and the S2 component, trading between that range. So again, I know it does suck for a lot of Lucid investors that we are down as much as we are, but given the circumstances of what's happening in the market, we are having and showing a lot of good strength. But like I said, we are getting to a very pivotal point. If we can actually close above the 23.73, then that in reality is going to be a little bit more of a bullish signal and trend up based on that. With all that though, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. If you haven't already, smash the thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With all that said, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.